You're dissing the producer online.
I'm not.
I can't believe that.
I'm not dissing him at all.
You are?
The camera is sleepy.
Okay. Oh, and there we are. And we kick off with the
It looks like that's going to be Marshall on the right. I looked at his deck.
Sulphur Falls, is that kicking off?
Yep. I looked at his deck just prior to the round. Actually, we talked a little bit about it. He was really struggling with how to build his deck. He actually has a certifiable bomb in his sideboard.
Okay.
There's an Olivia Voldaren in his sideboard.
She's quite good.
He felt like his black was super weak. He was already running 3 colors. Felt like he had to make this really hard decision to not play it. We see Burning Vengeance from him.
Mm-hmm. Orchard Spirit on the other side of the table.
I'm not convinced that he won't be siding in Olivia Voldaren every game 2, game 3. That's Justin Shipler. They get a look at Marshall.
Is Marshall, who we drafted with last night.
Oh, yeah. I beat him.
Gave me a proper kicking.
And there is Checklist.
The first of many cards we can't tell you about through the weekend.
You can't read Screeching
turns
Bat.
out to be a Screeching Bat. I'm surprised how late those go in draft. They seem to sort of sit around a long time.
They're fine. You know, I think it goes appropriately.
Okay.
You know, it's not a...
You would hope most things would by this stage in the format.
Sure.
That everything's found its place.
There's a Moon Huron.
Not a Mike Huron.
Mike Huron. Yeah,
Jason,
it's just an indication of how long we've been working together that I was basically going to exactly the same place.
2012 pun count stands at 1-0 to Brian David Marshall. Screeching Bat, Orchard Spirit on the left. Moon Heron, Burning Vengeance on the right.
Victim of Night, the Moon Heron.
Go away.
Take
Blue
4.
creature.
So Marshall's down to 14. Sort of a fairly standard progression of limited. You're at 18, 14, 12, 10.
Oh, no.
And another Orchard Spirit. You need to start getting some flashback cards here, Marshall. He does not have a lot of real removal. Mm-hmm. That Burning Vengeance is...
Rolling Tambour would be kind of nice.
Kind of it.
Be alright, I guess.
So, looking at his hand, I think I saw a makeshift Mauler that he might play. Mm-hmm. He also has a Garrett the Relentless.
Okay.
Is that Garrett the Relentless? Yes.
I think it is.
I forget which one's Relentless and which one's a Hunter.
It looks pretty much like Garrett Relentless. Which turns into Garrick the Veil Cursed.
Frowny face from Marshall. So he's basically going to fog a little bit
very
here.
Very large axe. 3 loyalty goes on. Transforms when there are 2 or fewer loyalty counters, so that's going to take out Screeching Bat, and over we flip to Garrick the Veil Cursed. +1 to get a black wolf creature token with Death Touch. -1, sack a creature, you get to search your library for a creature. And -3 is the whole overrun type affair.
Yeah, but basically Garrick's just chump blocking one of the Orchard Spirits here.
Sure. Take one out and then
go to 12.
Gain some life from the other. So he sensibly swaps that back before it goes away. Make sure it's ready for next time.
Yeah, there's nothing more awkward when you're playing limited and you draw your hand and you have your card flipped over the other way and you want to flip it.
Yeah.
Like, oh. It's kind of what they call a tell.
That's why you should always play in clear sleeves.
Sure.
And yes, that was sarcasm, listeners. Don't write in.
6 lands for Marshall. Burning Vengeance, not a flashback card in sight.
What do you make of 2/2s in sealed? That you're straight up bears.
It's funny, this format, they've been much better than in previous limited formats. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to see a Think Twice here, I think. No? Oh.
Dark Thicket Wolf. But he is not in a position to pump that right now. He only has one green source.
That's all you need? I mean, it's not like you need like 72.
Oh, Cackling Counterpart for the Dark Thicket.
He does
Flashback
it.
of 5 blue.
And interestingly, he waited until, worried about another victim of night. He waited until Justin activated his Traveler's Amulet to get that window where he didn't think his Cackling Counterpart would be countered by having the target removed by the removal
You
spell.
said
Sure.
number of shares and you'll get them. So tell Steve we need 13 shares.
But he still needs to find an answer for those Orchard Spirits because they basically can't be blocked by any number of Dark Thicket Wolves.
Indeed.
We've had 30 people drop already. Yeah, and we've only got like 5 people signed up for that 2
So
o'clock.
back we go to Justin.
Probably fine not bumping up.
Oh, I like not bumping. Okay, the chairs from
And this is the problem when you get the 2/2s is you come out of the gate early, your opponent's got maybe some more powerful cards, a little slower, but if Marshall finds an answer for those Orchard Spirits, you feel like he's going to be able to take control of the game. Gets a Desperate Ravings and flashes it back into Think Twice, into
Shipler, by the way, had 1 buy, so he's already taken his troops into battle once and emerged unscathed. There's Marshall.
sporting a Card Kingdom t-shirt. That's the store in Seattle.
Oh, right, okay.
Or outside of Seattle, I guess. Or
Sure.
I think it's in Ballard, maybe.
Doing.
I don't know where the
There's
realm
just-
is. All right, so we're
This
going
is
to
gonna be
flashback.
The cackling counterpart.
You have the table, so seating on
I gave the thing back if you want to talk to
that.
the 2 wizards guys.
Thank you.
Okay,
Are these cards anything or should I
now be prepared to go to
They
6.
were extra things.
Oh, okay. I have a box of some that's already sorted. Oh, this is sorted too, isn't it?
And can he find? He's got a Forbidden Alchemy in hand, so I think he's got like 9 flashback spells.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So is the graveyard as important in sealed as it seems to be in draft?
You have to. Your cards have to. You don't get as much
Sure, I
ability
see.
to exert your will over the
Yeah.
cards you're playing with.
Yeah.
So
Because they're
even
specified by...
you'll sometimes see a Burning Vengeance stack, or you'll sometimes see. Sure. That one. So, sorry, we just had a little paperwork we had to deal with.
Yeah. IRS.
Sorry you didn't fill out Form 2234B in triplicate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. The red leaf.
Orchard Spirit, Walking Corpse on the left, Dark Thicket Wolf, plus many tokens.
6.
Eric, or Mike, you guys have...
And the Burning Vengeance continues.
So I'd like to get a chance, if we could, later to look at Marshall's life counters. He has these gorgeous life counters. One's made out of Time Vault, and the other one's made out of, I think, a Chaos Orb.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I didn't know that you wanted special feature matches randomly in the middle of the room via spotlight.
Forbidden Alchemy.
Get that top.
So he gets to look at 4.
You see, you got to look at some of the bombs in his deck: Kesset Cage Breakers, and a Elder of Laurels.
Ooh.
It's quite an exciting card.
3 and a green to give target creature +X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. So by the time he gets around to that, it's going to be +4/+4, and he's potentially going to have enough mana to activate it twice. He's still only got that 1 green right now,
Right, and
but nonetheless.
he's just looking for an answer for that Orchard Spirit. I feel like the game is something that he's going to be able to just run away with at some point.
He still has Burning Vengeance there.
Get that other...
But he just hasn't found more than 1 flashback card.
No, he doesn't have black mana to flash back.
I don't
the
believe.
Forbidden
I don't
Alchemy.
actually believe he's running.
He's not running a random swamp?
No.
Okay.
Also, he's just got a lot of voice, so I'll just tell him to shut up.
Now that I'm aware of it, I'll build a card.
Time to start attacking. So would you pick Marshall to win at this point?
Oh, is this the hands in the air Connolly Woods again?
Not quite.
I mean, he doesn't have long, does he? It's not a lot of life he's got up there. Let's see what this is.
Kestage Cage Breakers, which he just got off the Forbidden Alchemy. So that attacks for +6 the first time, because he's got 3 creatures in his graveyard. Every time he attacks, it puts in 2/2 wolf tokens, tapped and attacking.
Yeah.
Then it's tough to...
Justin's like, all right, I'm on the Orchard Spirit plan.
Indeed.
I'll just keep it down.
Yep, 3 creatures.
Right. And then there's an appeal, and then to get around whoever's going to be sitting here.
Oh, he's thinking about not attacking. He's actually back on his heels here. 'Cause again, we can pump any of the Dark Thicket Wolves, because those 2 tokens can also be 4/4s if need be. Yeah, he doesn't attack. So Marshall's actually swung the momentum of the game back towards himself. He wants to threaten to be able to double block the Kestage Cage Breakers.
And Justin hasn't played very much lately, and still has cards in hand.
Well,
So Marshall must,
this is the question you were asking earlier, right? About like how good are 2/2s for 2?
Yeah.
You just don't. They don't give you a lot of anything in the mid game or to late game, right? Like unless they have some other ability. I mean, the Orchard Spirit's obviously been terrific for him. And Marshall's like, I'm attacking.
Oh, sounds good. Well, I'm already far out. So you go do it, I'll be ready.
Attack with
In come
everybody.
the boys.
Let's see what Marshall uses as tokens for his wolves. Oh, get 3 different. He doesn't get different colored sleeves, but I guess he'll run those face up to indicate the difference. Oh, see some wolves.
As if by magic, a collection of wolves appear.
So he's attacking for 10, 13, 15, plus the ability to pump one of those wolves, so he can get 17.
That's more than 16.
Yeah. And so if Justin double blocks, he can pump an Orchard Spirit. Oh, wow. Seems...
We've got something like a spidery grasp in hand.
Marshall can save that token that's being blocked.
Or is this just end of the line for Justin? Things are looking bleak.
And this is basically for the on camera, right?
So he should be down to 5.
6-5. That'll be the Denver score this weekend.
Yeah, could very well be. There's a Stitch Drake.
And it is all Marshall Sutcliffe now.
Mountain Devils.
Yes, boom. So that's first game to Marshall Sutcliffe. Looked like Orchard Spirit Beatdown was going to get it done for him, but didn't get there. So Marshall is 1 to the good, hoping to get to what amounts to the start line at Big Grand
Right,
Prix.
absolutely.
We've got 1,000 and I think it's 41 players, something like that. So
You come to an event like this, you know that you're chasing down the Conleys and the Luises and the Patrick Chapins and the Brian Kiblers and the Raphael Levies and the Yuya Watanabes, and those guys all start off 3-0.
Absolutely. And also, one thing I noticed at this event, which is something I've not come across before, they start the day in bed.
Oh, the sleep-in special
the
is so
sleep-in
good.
special. Oh, I do that every time. I'd want to get 3 buys just so I could have the sleep-in special.
Sure.
So-
I mean, you could sleep in. Well, can you only do it with 3 buys? Or
No, you can do it with 1.
You can do it.
Rolling thing. Or that you get better value from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you get increasing buys. So the sleep-in special, because I know you're asking, is where, generally speaking, what happens is you turn up at the event at 8:30 in the morning and make sure everyone's registered and so on, and then theoretically there's a start point of 9, which is about 9:30 in reality, and you sit down and then you register the decks and then you get to build, and round 1 starts about 10:45 usually, a pretty smoothly run event. If you've got 3 buys, you're actually not going to play Magic until, round 2, 11:45, 12:45, maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock sometimes. But you've still been in the venue since 8:30 in the morning. Well, the Sleep In Special says if you've got 3 buys, you can turn up at midday,
Right.
and they will have pre-registered a pool for you, and you'll just get handed, and you'll get the same 30 minutes to build, but you get to do it much later in the day. Priceless.
Winning that last GP of the last Grand Prix trial of Friday night.
Yep.
We're getting some mood lighting going on here. This is nice.
So now here's Marshall Sutcliffe and Justin Shipler. The intimate setting of GP Austin.
In all their 8-bit
2012.
glory here. So we have max headroom on the left. Yeah, so like you win that last Grand Prix trial, you know, that might end at 11 or 12 o'clock at night.
Later clock, so
Yeah. You know, the ability to then pay a little bit extra and be able to get get those hours of sleep and not have to, sort of undo all the good you've done winning those 3 buys.
I mean, seriously, the difference. Go to bed at 1, get up at 7, go and have breakfast, get to the site. Instead, 9 hours sleep, get up at 10, go to the site, 10:30, go and have breakfast for an hour, pop back at 11:45, build your pool at 12.
Bio break.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, Sleep In Special, gotta like it. One of many, many innovations that Steve Port at Legion Events has brought about over the years. One of the real gentlemen of the organized play community.
So one of the new exciting things we're doing on GG's Live this year is LD. Some low definition. What's happened, by the way, is the lights. There's a technical issue in the room where the lights have been dimmed. Someone leaned against the switch or something happened, and I don't know what, but it's obviously affecting the quality of the picture here. So turn 1 Addison Pilgrim from Justin, and then always scary.
A straight up Orchard Spirit on turn 2.
Now he just attacks for 1. It's a lot less. I'm always so relieved when the opponent attacks
Always.
on turn 2. And there's a turn 2.
Check.
I'm going to say Gaffstaff Shepherd. And Marshall's hoping it's not a
You
mayor.
are going to be completely right.
Marshall's like relieved that it's not Mayor of Averbrook here.
So 2-2 becomes 3-3 Intimidate.
There's a Dark Thicket Wolf. And as if on cue, the room gets a little darker. Marshall. It's always interesting when trying to figure out what people, will you trade your Dark Thicket Wolf here if you can for the Gaffstaff Shepherd? Do you want to hold on?
And presumably Marshall, well, I would guess he will, on the basis that his deck is all about, am I still alive? Am I still alive? Sure. And now I bury you in all the cards that I've
he's
already
given
cast.
that up. He's been given that opportunity.
There
He
we
just,
go.
He's like, get it out there.
Yep.
And now that turns on his Stitch Drake, his makeshift Mauler that we saw in game 1. If he has those cards.
Yeah.
Ooh, and there's a Rotting Fen Snake.
Now, what do you make of him?
I mean, he's good.
Is he really?
He's good. I mean, he's good. He's like a role player. He's not, he's like Moneyball. He's a money baller. You know what I mean? Like, he's not great. Like, you'd love to have some toughness.
Yes.
You'd love some toughness.
Yeah, I would.
But that's, like, sometimes this is what you get. Like, this guy tussles with, like,
Anything.
with everything. Silent Departure, one of Marshall's favorite cards. He talks about it endlessly on his podcast. It's just a great role player, right? It's not a spectacular card. There's not some scenario where you would first pick it.
Oh, no,
in
sure.
any pack.
Right.
You're never like, I gotta. But like sometimes you lay out your deck and you're like, oh, you know what? This Rotting Fen Snake needs to be here. And if you have like a deck that has like a black-red removal package or something like that, I mean that thing hits really hard. Eats up 25% chunks of your life.
Sure.
Of your starting life. Bigger chunks. Later turns.
So there is the first Orchard Spirit of Game 2 from Justin Shipler that nearly got there. Makeshift Mauler comes down, so Dark Thicket Wolf continues
justifies
to...
that trade
Absolutely.
a lot more even. The return of the fen snake.
So nothing's really working out the way Shipler would like in this game. We've seen, in the sense of, we've had the Pilgrim, which he didn't need to use for mana. We've had the Shepherd, which traded, but Marshall got value out of the Dark Thicket Wolf to make the Mauler. The Fen Snake came down, but promptly went away again for half a card.
It looked like he was considering whether or not to play the Orchard Spirit on turn 2.
Yeah.
He decided to get in for 1 instead, and then play the Gatsef Shepherd, and maybe hope that Marshall, who had kind of like a clumsy-ish looking draw in the early turns, would stall out.
Maybe just doesn't get.
But I think just using your mana the most efficiently and getting that turn 2 Orchard Spirit down there seems, you know that that's getting through. Look how much damage it did. Yeah,
took an awful long time for Marshall to deal with it.
So I would have, assuming that was his option, I would have. I think maybe he would have been better off doing that instead of getting that 1 extra point of damage.
Maybe, though, there's a feeling, and I don't know Justin at all, so I don't know his thought processes or how good a player he is fundamentally, but sometimes when you've played with a card and he had multiples that didn't win him the game, for all they did well, they didn't win him the game, that arguably you sit there and kind of go, maybe I'll try something else this time.
What?
So, I believe we have a Festa Hide Boar.
Yep, Festa Hide Board, augment the...
Trampler. Bury your dead deep. The boars are hungriest while the corpse is still warm.
I love the boar. I mean, I talk about, he's also just one of those role player guys, but I love that card.
Blazing Torch goes on the Pilgrim for Justin on the left of screen, who is now nipping in with the Orchard Spirit.
Marshall should be at 17, right? He took 1 from the Pilgrim earlier?
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, Marshall should be at 17 on the right, and I don't think Justin's taken any damage yet.
So we think 17 for Sutcliffe right now. And
Marshall's contemplating an attack step.
And I see what you mean about the Fen Snake, and that Makeshift Mauler is a pretty decent card, and relatively you think that's actually a better card than the Fen Snake, but it's going to just trade for it.
It's keeping it at bay, right? Like, he just doesn't want to make that trade.
Yeah. That's it, because you feel, my Mauler's pretty good. It's a 4-5. I mean, 4-5s are good. They're hard.
Right. And you're always sort of tempted, right? You're like, I have all these other ways to deal with the Fen Snake.
Yeah.
Still don't know what you name it.
But in the end, he decides to send both into the red zone.
Because, ultimately, every card is worth the same as every other card in your deck.
Saying they use the play?
They're just all just a card, right? Like, you can get, like, this romantic attachment to them. Like, you're like, I traded my Dark Thicket Wolf, and I did this, I don't want to lose it. It's like, no, you know what? Sometimes you just lose it. Sometimes they just trade.
I've never had a romantic attachment to a Dark Thicket Wolf. Now, Liliana of the Veil. Cackling counterpart for the Festa Hide Boar.
Which now gets morbid? No. Does it? Yes, an exact copy. Yes, it does. Mm-hmm. So it's a 5-5. 5-5 Trampler.
And things are looking pretty good for Marshall. Once again, here in Game 2. A little way off being able to flash back the Cackling counterpart right now. 7 mana for that.
Walking Corpse. I like this Innistrad mood lighting we have.
Mm-hmm.
Marshall has a lot of action at this point in his hand, it looks like. Plus, he's got a lot of action in his graveyard as well. He's got a Silent Departure in there, he's got a Cackling Counterpart in there. He's got creatures to feed to his stitched creatures.
Say, it's all looking pretty reasonable. You've got Blazing Torch attached to the Avacyn Pilgrim, tapped Orchard Spirit, and a Walking Corpse. Justin's got a couple of cards in hand, as you can now possibly see.
Yeah, Frankenstein lighting behind them is flickering.
It was like the lightning, wasn't it?
Rooftop Storm.
Yeah.
Someone just played a Rooftop Storm. Dave Williams is at the other table crossing cards off of his I haven't played them list.
So there's Justin.
See,
Trying to
20,
work his way
21
up.
minutes left in the round.
That's another nice innovation, those gorgeous plasma screens all around the building for
Yeah.
pairings and timings on the round. There you see it on the right of screen.
Take 6, 1 trample from the Festerhide Boar. He's going to shoot it with the Blazing Torch, obviously.
As they cool down, they start popping back up.
So Marshall's still looking in pretty much total control of this one.
Plays
right
the Kessin's Cage
now.
Break. He's like, you still want to kill my Festerhide Boar? Yeah, I do. So now the Cage Breaker's attacks for 7.
And again, everything that Justin's doing, Marshall's finding a way to generate advantage out of it.
Things are looking pretty grim on Justin's side. There's a Dark Thicket Wall.
Pretty grim, but not pretty grim.
Keep getting hungry every time someone walks by. I hear people keep walking by just talking about the amazing food here in Austin.
Oh,
You know, they're just talking about, people just walk by just chatting about the various barbecue places. And
yeah. Just to let you know, if the rounds go long, we'll be stopping
Oh,
around
nice.
about round 6.
that's nice. So he played Dark Thicket Wolf, pumped it to a 4, and then killed the Kessin Cage Breakers with Prey Upon,
Ah, neat.
targeting his Dark Thicket Wolf
Yep.
and the Kessin Cage
Very
Breakers.
neat.
Yeah, nice play.
Those, like I said, those spoiled ones, tell them
Still the whole matter of a 5/5 to deal with.
Yeah, but that's certainly shifted the momentum of the game. One more land will turn on Cackling Counterpart Flashback. Silent Departure is already available. Right now, Marshall's just interested in sending 5 power of trampling goodness towards Justin, who's going to take it all. Has no mana available to pump his Dark Thicket Wolf, so just happy to take it.
And even that wouldn't
Wouldn't achieve a lot, but
would just provide a higher speed bump.
yeah.
You click your teeth as you go over it. And Stitch Drake for Marshall. Removes the Festerhide Boar to pay for it. Justin's down to 6 here. And I don't know how happy I'd be playing just like a green-black deck in sealed in this format.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't feel like you have a ton of reach, a ton of inevitability. Like when the games go longer, it just seems like decks that are blue, red, and white, and green.
And it's also like
all the other
green-
colors seem much more. Black's been not super exciting for me as a sealed deck color.
Also, I think the green fatties, things like Kinder Catch, it's like a 6/6 for 6 that doesn't do anything else. And
All right, flashback silent departure to bounce the Dark Thicket Wolf. It says.
So we've still got the 5/5 Trampling Festahide Ball copy. We've got a Stitched Drake on the right. We've got Orchard Spirit Absence Pilgrim on the left. Justin. And Marshall is piling in once again. So this time, Pilgrim's going to get in the way.
Going to save him. He's just dead.
Well, the Orchard Spirit can...
No.
3.
Right now he's taking
and
7 there.
4. And... is that it?
That's 7. Trample.
That is the game.
Yeah.
So Marshall Sutcliffe wins by 2-0, eagerly watched. I'm delighted to say that we have something of a Marshall coup, and that we're going to get Marshall Sutcliffe to come and join us. He's going to have a chat with Brian David Marshall, so we'll get a chance to chat through the match with Marshall and also a little bit about his podcast, Limited Resources. So 2-0 to Marshall. You actually walked away for the Marshall coup joke there, I noticed.
Oh, and you really? The rhythm between us has gotten so good that without even knowing the joke was coming, I could walk away.